the City of Beloit fleet is a municipal fleet, and it is composed of about 320 pieces of equipment ranging from large graders, loaders, plow trucks, down to scissor lifts and skid steers, golf carts. So it's a variety of pieces of equipment. A lot of them, maybe a half, Billy, are diesel.
Okay.
A half are diesel, and then the rest have different types of fuel. I think what makes Beloit, the City of Beloit, unique in the fleet arena is our ability to take risk. And calculated risk are important for a municipal to be able to reduce, number one, your carbon footprint, number two, the economy, the dollars. And Danny has implemented several things in the city, and maybe you want to talk about the things that you've implemented.
The idle reduction timers that are on all of our diesel equipment as standard equipment, and we program the engines to shut down after they see 10 minutes of idle time, and they do. There are a couple cases that we do not do that. Emergency vehicles, obviously, we don't do that with, but aerial trucks and loaders, we don't do that as well. There is technology available that we will be looking at for the gasoline engines to reduce their idle time as well. We do not currently have any of that, so, but that's just one of the things that we do. We've done educational training with our staff on, not to let the vehicles idle. And that's something that's kind of a reoccurring thing. We have to do that pretty much on an annual basis to remind them. They do have a tendency from time to time to forget and leave a vehicle running. Warm-ups on the machines, in the morning, we try and keep that to a minimum. In the old days, they used to let the vehicles run to, warm the hydraulic systems up, and, it was pretty common to have them running for 30 minutes before they would leave, and that doesn't happen anymore. Now, if they do that, they'll shut down after 10 minutes.
Danny's staff in the fleet area are very talented, and they are great at thinking outside the box to try to help us reduce our carbon footprint while also reducing our budgets. And so we're looking at technologies all the time. Another thing that we did in street sweeping, solid waste, and our snow and ice control was we routed for the maximum efficiencies possible, and part of it is through GPS.
We've experimented with a couple different GPS, active and passive. We've had mixed success. But it does give us an idea of how to best route for snowplows as well as trash to make the routes as efficient as possible. And also a lot of operator input because they know the routes better than anybody, so a lot of their feedback can really help make the operation more efficient.
City of Beloit is going through the American Public Works Association, and we are becoming accredited. So we are working in operations from the bottom up, so all operators, mechanics, the clerical are involved in the decision making of standard operating procedures, practices, policies, a variety of things, and so we're getting really good ideas through that process as well.
So currently, the majority of our fleet is diesel, and secondly, no lead. We do have some propane vehicles such as forklifts, Zamboni, and we also have an electric scissor lift and an electric cart that is used in our wastewater plant. Those are some of the propane and electric we've looked more at. The CNG, it's a little bit out of our realm. Just we don't have any CNG filling stations around here, so that really makes it difficult. Plus, our facility isn't equipped to handle that kind of fueling. But that's pretty much where we're at. We did do a study on E85 We had some mixed results with that, but it's definitely something that we continue to look at.
One of the things that we've been working on with the University of Wisconsin for the last 5 years is our hydrogen fuel program, and it's actually hydrogen assist for vehicles. And they call it hydrogen on demand. It's actually hydrogen and oxygen are actually produced on the vehicle and burned, and there is nothing stored on the vehicle at all like a regular hydrogen vehicle would be. So, and we've been funded for that for a couple of years. Through different grant programs that are out there, including the Wisconsin State Energy Office. And we've had some very good results. We've had mixed results at times, but there are very positive results for this technology. So currently we're not being funded, so I don't know where this program is going at this time. The other thing that we are going to be looking at in the future is propane assist with diesel engines. I know Cummins Engine Company has been doing a lot of research with this, and they have some prototype engines out right now that are propane assisted diesel engines. So that's probably our next hurdle that we're going to jump into, or jump over at least, and see where that takes us. One of the other things that we do have is we have some propane powered vehicles. We have several fork trucks at our ice rink. We have a Zamboni that is also propane fueled. Currently, all the fork trucks are under contract for their maintenance and repair, so that's really not an issue for us. The Zamboni, we do all the maintenance on that piece of equipment ourselves. The mechanics, there's actually 2 mechanics that are trained on it. They were trained by the factory on its proper maintenance and care, and we normally see that once or twice a year. Probably the most major thing we do on it is the service and the emission testing. There is required emission testing, which we have the capabilities of doing that in-house anyways, and they do that. So propane, I can talk about the propane as well for in the future. We have areas like our wastewater facility that have propane powered fork trucks and stuff, but some of the areas that you go in, those areas you have to use electric. And we do have an electric vehicle that they use in their underground tunnel system. So, I mean, there again, it kind of changes with the environment. So we don't have a lot of electric vehicles, but I do know that is one of them. It's probably the only one I think we have right now, and it's just for underground use. So where propane is not, you can't use that propane in tunnels.
Being a member of the Wisconsin Smart Fleet affords the City of Beloit some opportunities. We get to see what others are doing, and that helps verify what we're doing. And we hope on the flip, we are also doing some unique things like our employee training, and a few of the other fleet things that we've implemented, that others can see what we're doing. And we would hope that we could be a model for some municipalities that are afraid to get in it. For example, the propane. If you can't do it, or your facility doesn't have the infrastructure, for some of these alternative fuels, perhaps contracting is a responsibly fiscal move to do.
Best part of being part of the Wisconsin Smart Fleet is actually taking a look at your fleet as a whole and trying to figure out where you can improve, where we could possibly implement some alternative vehicles where we currently use diesel or no lead. Maybe we could get some more electric or propane assisted vehicles, and like Chris alluded to, just the employee trainings, so they're driving properly, they're not wasting fuel, safe driving, as well as encouraging them to ride a bike to work, or just reduce our carbon footprint as a whole.